Hey folks, back with more ancient cosmography, and hopefully my phone won't cut me off as quickly. It's been only giving me like 5 minutes, but I just deleted like 100 photos, so hopefully it'll have a little more room. Only have like a few thousand more photos to delete. Um, I'm still focusing a lot on the Lascaux Famous Scene here, which seems to depict the Southwest Pacific, and specifically it seems to focus on the two major straits of the Southwest Pacific. So, and the straits seem to be symbolized by these contests, these battles between these Pokemons, these gods. So the battle between Papua and Australia is basically a battle, like Australia is trampling Papua. Papua is like a Neanderthal or maybe a Neanderthaloid hybrid with a long nose, or sometimes referred to as a bird man with a bird head. I don't know, one or the other or both. But so this represents this strait right here, this strait, that's the Torres Strait. These are referred to as choke points. So major choke points are things that, like the military, for instance, is always focused. Like the U.S. military tries to control all the marine choke points in the world, like the Navy and whatnot. They try to control all that, the Marines, because if you can control this little space right here between Papua and Australia, then you control the passage between here. So otherwise, to get to here, if you can't get through here, if the Navy is blocking it, then you have to go all the fuck away around here, or you got to go all the fuck away around here. And so it's a whole pain in the ass, and it's going to take a long time. So this is a really important strait, and that's symbolized by this battle. It's like, here's this peninsula, which is Cape York Peninsula right there. And then here's, Papua, and I think this peninsula, I at first was thinking Dolok Island was his dick, but I now believe it's actually this peninsula here, Papuan Peninsula, and that his legs and feet are actually New Britain as the legs and Solomon Islands as the feet. And so even though it reorientates them, it flips one of them around to the opposite orientation here. And I actually flipped this. So in the original, Australia is prograde. Australia is shown how it is, and it's Papua who's flipped retrograde inside out. But I flipped it back so that it could match Papua and this guy, because these are both retrograde in the original. And so it really is showing, even though it flips it, it still shows the place that the strait is. It shows that the strait is around this peninsula, which is this peninsula, and it's near his, Papua's dick, which is, here. I mean, the strait itself, I guess, is his stomach, but, close enough. But then the other major strait of the region is this other battle between Zamboanga and Busuanga here. And so, Zamboanga, hard to see in that one. So here you can kind of see Zamboanga better as the kind of snake head sticking out of this god that's spitting venom all over the place. And it's and then Palawan, which is this one, is this part right here. So the area between this and this is the other most important strait of this region, choke point, which would be basically Mindoro Strait right here, and probably also this like Sibutu Passage or whatnot right here. So those are the two. I guess you could say this is these three major straits of this region is here, here, and here, and they're all depicted by these two battles. So, and let's see. So Balabac Strait, that's another strait that's there, that's at the bottom of this pole that the bird is on. So it's I think it's a less used strait, but it's I think it's navigable. So yeah, here's the bird at the top of the pole, and then here's Balabac Strait, and so this is the Sulu Sea right here between Palawan and Zamboanga and these islands. So these islands, which are the spit of the god, you know, the snake-headed god. I think that's what it is. He's like has a kind of animal, you know, mammalian body and a snake head, and he's spitting venom, and the venom is like all these islands. So that's it makes sense why they include these islands, because that's part of the strait. Like the best way probably to get through, the easiest way is to go through here, through the Mindoro Strait, and then go across here, maybe around there to this Sibutu Strait or whatnot. And so yeah, like it's really, so it's called the Mindoro Strait because that's the exact Philippine island that forms the opposite side of the strait from Busuanga. Busuanga's right here, Mindoro's there, so this is the easiest way into the Sulu Sea, I believe, at least from the north. And so the Sibutu Passage. So yeah, that's the Sibutu Passage down at the end. If you go past all this venom that the snakehead is shooting, you reach the Sibutu Passage. Separates Borneo. So I always call Borneo Kalimantan because I was thinking that's like the name